The salt and pepper don't change anything. Oh, ha.
So every time after I leave here, my tongue's a little numb. My tongue feels swollen today. Him too.
That's hot, Dino.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hot Shots. I'm your host, Lindsay Bettis. We are here in downtown Sanford at the Spice is Nice. We have a very special guest with us today, MMA fighter Josh Silveira.
He definitely is fighting for the legacy.
So let's get things warmed up.
What's up, guys?
I'm sure you're used to getting things warmed up, but not in this sense.
Not in this sense. This
So
is
instead of
different than the cage.
Instead of stretching or doing any of that, we're gonna get warmed up with some mango chipotle castaway sauce before we dive into a little bit more about you.
All right.
Oh, that's a big dab.
And this is on the lighter scale?
Yeah, so we're starting easy and we're gonna end a little hard. This is from Florida, castaway sauce, and it ranks about a number 2 of mango chipotle sauce.
It's not mango. The word mango makes me feel a little bit more
So
safe.
here we go, cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Actually tastes pretty good.
That one was delicious. So I'm sure, you know, actually, it may be a different story. I was gonna say, I'm sure as a toddler, you didn't wake up one day and was like, I really want to fight people. But from my understanding, you grew up in a family that is familiar with this. So tell me a little bit how you got into it.
So basically, my father, Conan Silveira, he's Brazilian, right? So he came from, he got his black belt from a guy named Carson Gracie. And then if you go way back, there's like the Gracie family, right? They're like the introducers of jiu-jitsu to the world. My dad got his black belts from one of the sons. And then back in the day, it was called Vale Tudo. Vale Tudo is basically anything goes. That's the definition of Vale Tudo, anything goes. So my dad's technically a Vale Tudo fighter, anything goes. So you're punching in the back of the head, there was no rules then. So growing up, MMA wasn't created, like the word MMA. So it was me just running around school like, hey, I want to be a cage fighter. You know, I'm trying to do Vale Tudo where nobody understood what was going on. But I guess for me, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but nobody really knew how to explain it, kind of, you know?
Right.
So
ran in the family. So what did your family think when you wanted to get into it? Was there any reservations, or were they all like, yeah, this is what you were made to do?
So the men in my family, they were like, yeah, this is great. You know, we all do it. Of course. My mom, on the other hand, she was like, tattoos, fighting, the ear. She's like, try to be like a veterinarian or an astronaut or something. So I was like, no, it's okay, Mom. I'm gonna be a veterinarian and a fighter.
Right.
And an astronaut, and everything was like tied into being a fighter, you know. But after a while, you can't hold me back, you know.
Right.
Something I love doing. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of that, like alternate realities, what do you think you would be right now if you weren't fighting? As we get into sauce number 2.
So for me, I think, is this a hot one too?
So let's see here. This is a ghost sauce, hotter than L, made right here in Sanford by our...
I went squirted too. Sorry.
He made a little mess. So this one is the ghost sauce by Hotter Than L, made right here in Sanford. This one ranks about a number 4, so we're going just 2 steps up from the last one.
Okay.
So before you tell me your alternate reality, you take that huge old spoonful down.
Oh man. Okay. That's hot.
That's a big jump from the first one.
That's hot. We're gonna have to change spoons. Oh no.
We've still got 3 more left.
Oh wow. What was the question again?
So you were saying your mom wanted you to be like a veterinarian.
Reality,
hypothetically,
yeah.
what do you think you'd be if you weren't fighting right now?
Oh, I would stay away from these sauces when I was fighting. No, I'm just playing. Oh wow. To be honest, I always felt myself as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Growing up, I would always tell my mom, I don't know what stage I'm gonna perform on, but I'm meant to be on a stage. I'm meant to be entertaining, you know? So I would find myself like, maybe in like music or something like that. I enjoy music or even acting sometimes I think about it, you know? But obviously it's like different than fighting's kind of like, you don't have to act really, you know? Just go beat the other guy up. It's much more simple, but I feel like I would just be some sort of entertainment, you know? I've always kind of been trying to like stay away from like paper stuff. Like don't put me in a desk. I don't want to do any of that stuff, you know? So.
And you know, I guess in your role in the world of MMA, that is kind of a stage of its own. Absolutely. That you perform on in a way. You're not acting, but you know, you're putting all your talent and your skills to use on a stage. So, you know, it all works out together in
It all
that
worked
sense.
out, for sure.
Speaking of like entertainment though, any hidden talents?
So I do enjoy DJing. I enjoy getting on the deck and spinning, you know, something that's like non-violent. You know,
Nice.
I try to stay to non-violent.
You love
hobby.
nonviolent alternatives.
Yeah, right. So just recently I just purchased this thing called an Opus Quad, right? So Opus Quad is like a Pioneer thing. So every once in a while when I got some time after practice, I'll just plug my USB in there and I'm a DJ and in my room for a little bit, you know, until I gotta go back to the gym. But
do you like hype yourself up on the way to the gym and you're like on the radio like
Yeah, like trying to find different tracks. I guess DJing as a hobby has helped me find like new music, you know. They say like you stop finding new music at a certain age. That's total BS in my opinion, you know. I think you could always find new music, new entertainment, new vibes. So I'm always, that's kind of like we call it like digging through the crates, you know.
Right.
Trying to find like a vinyl or something like that that's made in the 70s that people don't hear no more, you know.
Yeah.
So I try to.
Sometimes I have to listen to heavy metal on the way here to film these,
There you go.
just to hype myself up because I know I'm about to just obliterate myself.
For sure.
And so, you know, it's quite interesting that you're always coming through new music. I'm just always listening to whatever's on the radio. And so I really appreciate that you're always finding something new.
Yeah, I'm more of like, let's go find something. To be honest, nothing against the radio. It's just, the radio is just not for me.
It's the same old thing over and over again.
Yeah,
So
for
I feel
sure.
that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
right.
sauce number 3, which I'm excited about this one because this is a collaboration between Orlando North, the Seminole County Tourism Board, and Hotter Than L. So this one is also made here in Sanford, and it is the
right.
24 karat gold.
The hiccups, okay.
I know.
You guys warned me about the hiccups.
I feel like we're going to get the hiccups at some point today.
All right. So this is the 24.
Yes, the 24 karat gold collaboration between Hotter and L and the Seminole County Tourism Board.
Oh, wow, that looks chunky. Cheers again. Here we go. Okay.
Are we getting there?
We're getting there. I think okay. Now I taste it.
Some of them sneak up on you. You think
They
you're
sneak-
fine and then you're not.
The last one, I don't know if it was the spoon, it was like too much, but
You
hit
did
me,
take a
hit me
hefty
right, hit me
spoonful.
right in the throat. Oh my gosh.
So take me through like your physical and mental preparation for fighting and even in the off season. What does that look like?
So fighting is a big mental game, right? You have to convince yourself that you're gonna go in this octagon or cage and you're gonna go beat up this dude who's convincing himself the same thing, you know? Try to tell yourself like, I'm better than you, or at least this night, you know? So
Right.
I think the preparation is just like anything you would prep in life, right? If you're gonna go with no homework and you don't get ready for it, you're gonna feel a little, am I ready or am I not? So I think every fighter tries to avoid that question, right? You wanna think that I'm ready, I'm ready to win this fight, not even knowing what's gonna happen, the results, right? It's scary to go into something not knowing the results.
Right.
Usually we do something like, hey, I'm doing this because I want this to happen. And fighting is like, well, I don't know if that's exactly gonna happen, you know, victory in a sense, right? But I think what I like to think is like your confidence builds up little by little throughout the camp. You know, maybe at first you don't feel that comfortable, but you're not fighting that night. You're fighting 2 months later. So you just try to worry about your camp, try to focus on your mentality, try to change your lifestyle in a sense of like, yeah, I'm waking up early, I'm doing all these things as I should because I'm getting ready for a fight. If life felt the same every day, that means I'm not doing anything to put myself out of this comfort zone. So I think when you get to the fight, whether you win or lose, you're actually like itching to punch the dude in the face.
Yeah.
You're just like, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the business. I've been waiting 2 months for this. I know you've been waiting too. We'll hug, kiss each other at the end, you know. But let's get down to it. So
So are you friends with the people that you're fighting, or are they
Yeah.
truly your foes?
no, I think it depends because there's all the trash talking and stuff
Right.
like that, right? It just depends. I like to think of myself as a good guy. I'm like a good guy, you know. I'm not necessarily a bad guy, but I'll defend myself if there's like some trash talking. But usually they don't usually come at me like that. I don't have nothing against anyone too. I've been involved in fighting as in like a kid growing up, so I've always grew up with like discipline and respect and stuff like that. But you do have your moments, you know. where like I remember I weighed in one time and the guy got right in my face, like headbutted me kind of, and I remember like whispering to him, I'm like, man, this is the weigh-ins, man. Like we're supposed to take good pictures here. Like, let's take some nice pictures. Instead, all the pictures that they sent back to me was him in my forehead. Looks like he was trying to like, I don't know, like kiss me or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you ruined the pictures, you know? So sometimes I think guys get that, I have to be like this because this is what we do before a fight. But for me, it's like, man, you could be nice, you could be kind, you could be flat, you know, but this is a moment where you get to sell your image to people, you know?
Right.
So I think some guys, they get so caught up with I just want to, that they lose the whole selling their image, you know? Like sometimes the world wants to see that, but then they want to see like maybe a different aspect of you.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe a calmness of you. I try to stay calm.
It's nice to see the highs and the lows and everything, and that you're a real person and not
For
just
sure.
someone that goes in there every day angry, beating someone.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you think your plan is for the future. Do you plan to retire anytime soon, or are you going to keep going until your body gives out?
So yeah, I think that's every fighter's first initial thought process is we're going to go to the wheels come off. But you know, I love fighting. I love it so much. I'm glad I found something that I love at a young age, and I was able to stick with it, and I'm still doing it. But with that being said, you know, your life's like this big, the fight window is like this big. You know what I mean? You can't do it forever. So as much as I love it, I know there's gonna be a day where I have to stop. So my whole goal is just to have things to show for it, you know? I wanna have like a nice house and a nice family and all these things where I could be like, hey, I got this through fighting.
Right.
You know, but you have to be smart and strategic with your decisions you make and stuff like that. So to answer your question, I'd like to go till I'm like 40 years old. You know, I'm 31, you know, give me like 9 more years, maybe 10, 11, pushing it. But I don't know, we'll see.
That's amazing. Well, we'll keep rooting for you until you give up one day. Not give up, but you move on.
Move on, yeah.
All right, so let's get into sauce number 4. This one is the Franken sauce.
Okay, this already sounds hot.
Yeah, this one's making me a little nervous.
It's green bottle.
It's a pepper sauce. This one's made in Ohio, and this one ranks about a 6 or 7. Oh. And I always get a little nervous when they're chunky, like, oh.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop some of that off.
Oh, you see, I wasn't allowed to do that. All right, here we go. Okay.
All right.
Franken sauce.
Franken sauce. Maybe we'll go into
like
something light after this.
All right, Franken sauce. Oh, that was like a shot. Oh, that was like a shot. That was like a shot.
Okay.
Hi. Oh. Oh.
So, in terms of physical preparation, I'm sure that, you know, you get a lot of injuries or, you know, there's a lot of setbacks. How do you overcome those, and what does the training look like in the gym in terms of, you know, weightlifting or anything like that? Because I was watching some videos of you prepare, and you were like holding weights like this, and it was just interesting to see that it's not just like traditional training.
It's not traditional. I'm sweating here like it's round 2. Oh man. So I think for MMA, it's not like who's the strongest, who's not the fastest, who's not, like endurance wise. I think it's a combination of everything, right? Like if you see like bodybuilding competition, that's for mass, right? Size. For fighting is like, how can I be fast enough and strong enough, but without decreasing my speed, right? Or my power. So we do a lot of endurance stuff where I'm like holding weights, where like it would simulate like me holding a choke.
Right.
You know, and choking the person. And some of these guys, especially with a chokehold, these guys are ready to go to sleep. You know, they're getting choked. They're like, I'm not tapping. I'm passing out. So you have to like, man, are you really gonna not tap? And so you gotta kind of apply, you know, you're not squeezing somebody for 10 seconds. It might be like a minute where you're just trying to adjust and squeeze. So a lot of the workouts are very like endurance wise or holding position, or a lot of core stuff that's associated with the core, you know. Fighting's a little different, you know. Just because you're the strongest guy doesn't mean anything. You know?
Right.
If you're the best lifter, personally for me, lifting's like the thing I lack at the most. I've always been like that since I was in college. I was like a 197 pounder in college, which is a weight below heavyweight, but I was always lifting with the 155 pounders. Because in my mind, I'm like, I just got to win this. I just got to go beat you. It's like we're not going to go bench press against each other, you know?
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm so glad that you're doing the talking because I'm not doing well over here.
Yeah, no, that one was like that reminded me of one fight, my last amateur fight. I go out there, I touch the gloves, I go to kick the guy in the leg, and he just decks me with a 1-2 right in my nose, and I look at my corner, I'm like, that really just happened. That's what that thing just did to me right now.
That's what this feels like?
Yeah, just a 1-2 right off the round, just like, hey, I'm here, and I'm not scared.
So I'm ready for the ring. That's what I'm hearing. And so on that note, the last one.
The last one.
So, and I love to end things, on a heartfelt note while you're sweating to death. So this one is EAFO. This is a family show, but I'm sure most of you know what that stands for.
EAFO?
EAFO.
What does that mean?
Eat.
F as in. I don't
know if y'all are going to edit this, but it's eat a fat one.
Eat a fat one. Oh, okay. I thought an F. I was thinking like she's not saying the word, so it's probably that word. But eat a fat one. Yeah, it's kind of similar, right?
And this one, it's marketed on the bottle 11 out of 10.
Okay. Oh, well, 11 out of 10?
It says 11 out of 10, and on my little cheat sheet that Dino gave me, he put a little devious face next to it, so I'm a little nervous for this one.
All right, let me drink some water before this, because...
Yeah, you might want to prepare yourself, and as we get into this, like I said, let's end on a heartfelt note. What advice would you give to your younger self, or someone that looks at you and says, that's what I want to do? But don't answer until after we take this.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
Last one.
I'm nervous here. Oh, no. No. I'm scared to swallow it. It's like hanging around my mouth right now.
Swallowed it.
Oh, I did. It's not even like, what's past spicy? Like, it's just like dull. It's just like hanging out. Oh, wow. People actually put that on their food?
Dino, every day, he's like, oh, I'm going to eat my apple.
You put that on his food. You put that on your food. Oh my gosh. That, you don't even have to put salt or pepper on your food. Just make the food how it is and throw that on there, and that's, the salt and pepper don't change anything. Oh, ha.
So every time after I leave here, my tongue's a little numb. My tongue feels swollen today. Him too.
That's hot, Dino.
So, advice to younger self, advice to young fighters.
Don't try Dino, the hot sauce that he puts on his daily food. That's a good advice. I'm just joking. Let me bring it back.
I feel like this should be part of like the mental preparation of the gym. Like you should be required to go through all these. Actually, and then you have to fight some more.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this back to American Top Team. And I'm gonna say, hey, I found a new way to prep for a fight. I'm sweating. I'm cutting weight, having fun. Oh man. So life advice. I'm crying.
I'm crying. He's getting emotional before he goes into this.
You like timed it well. Life advice. I'm crying. I'm like gets emotional. You too.
I am.
I haven't even said anything.
I make sure to wear my best waterproof mascara every episode.
Okay. My best life advice I would give to my younger self, right? Wow. I actually give this advice a lot to people. I think it's something simple, something that a coach told me, Arizona State, Zeke Jones, head wrestling coach, he told me one time. He used to say, don't ever try to stay too high in the highs or too low in the lows. Always try to pull yourself to the middle. So then he would elaborate on it. He said, if you're feeling good in life and things are going well, learn that time will pass. Try to pull yourself back down to that point that escalated you to that high that you're in, right? So at times,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I know it's some good advice. So he would say, when things are going well, humble yourself. And when things are going bad, when you're in the lows, learn how to pull yourself up. Learn that shall pass too. So my whole thing sometimes when I'm dealing with good and bad situations, high in the highs, lows in the lows, keep yourself in the middle.
And we just severely humbled ourselves with that last sauce.
I'm bringing myself back up right now. I'm in the lows right now. I'm hurting.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us.
For sure.
And
I got beat up by these sauces.
now that you tried all 5 sauces, which one would you give your opponent in the ring?
That Dino's the Mikey V's, yeah, the EAFO.
EAFO. Next opponent in the ring, you're getting that.
And somebody that was nice to me, and I didn't want to do that to them, I would give them maybe these two right here, the 24K.
24 karat gold or the castaway sauce, mango chipotle.
I like those.
I love it.
These two I enjoyed too, but they were like little shots to the back of my throat, and that's what I'm going to remember.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
We
had a great time learning more about you, and
sure.
we appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Cool. Oh, wow.
Man, well done.
That was good.
All right, now we have to reshoot the 4th and the 5th sauce.
Yeah.
Oh.